Hey, I am Dave Fried from Friedesigns, and today we are going to do a video of the making of Petr Mrazek's NHL Winter Classic mask for the 24-25 season. Just going to kind of break down most steps. It's on fast version, so there's a few things missing, but it gives a good kind of overall look of what we do here to make the design. And yeah, hope you guys like it. Enjoy. So it all starts with a design, and this is the start of me designing Petr Mrazek's mask. And once I had a design I liked, I'll send it off to him and get his approval. He'll maybe go back and forth a couple times and we'll tweak a few things. But this is where it all starts on my Wacom tablet with Photoshop. And the prepping starts. So this is Tash prepping the mask for the first coat of primer. So she's just taping it all up, and then the next thing she's going to be doing is sanding. So we go in there with 400 grit sandpaper and give it a good sand, and then once that's all done, we head on to the primer. So this is me priming the mask. This is the first coat with the epoxy primer, and this is kind of a sealer coat to kind of seal the rough fiberglass kind of shell that we get from Pro's Choice. And then another sand job from Josh this time, and that's another 400 over the epoxy primer. And then the next process after this is our autoborne sealer, and that's what Josh is putting on right here. And then after this, it is one more little quick scuff and it's ready to paint. Now the paint job starts. So this one I have the chin already on, and now we're going to put the top logo on, which you can see takes a lot of time and a lot of kind of playing with. And this is after I've painted it, just kind of breaking it all down, and I'm going to be putting on a little bit of details just at the end with there's a little dots in the writing, and just gives it more of a retro look. So that's the fast version of this, kind of doing the final details, and then I'm laying over with my FBS tape. I'm going to cover it all up, and once it's all covered, I just give a razor blade around it, nice clean line, and on to the next stage. So I thought I'd show a bit of my cutter in action. This thing is a workhorse. It's a Roland block cutter, just a small one, but I don't need a huge one, and it cuts all my vectors and gets me ready for the next step that's coming up. So these are all the stitches on the side of the mask that we're laying out first, just without paint. I kind of put the negative on, and then I put the positive over top and start spraying them. Do one side at a time. They're both on either side. So this is the first side, getting it all established, and then I cover her up. And now I'm going to start laying on all the lines in the background. So this is just the black kind of rough lines that I have. Rough, I mean they kind of have a bit of an edge to them, bumpy edge to add some character. And then a good swath of red putting in here. And now you can see those rough lines, and I'm just laying them back over top, just a little bit down, just to give myself a little bit of a shadowed, beveled edge to them, just so it adds a little bit of character to the design, so they're not just completely flat. This is a pretty simple kind of flat paint job, but I still like to do little details. As you can see, I'm just kind of going in and razor blading a little bit of the edge of the line, just to give a little bit of textures, a little bit of, like, it looks like hairs coming off. It gives more of that up close kind of retro look to it. next step is just putting the glow shadow. So it's not a drop shadow, it's just a white glow around, and then I went in and put stitches kind of all around the edges after that to give it that kind of retro stitches look. And the sides are pretty much done in this video, but we're just going in and putting in the last little bit of shadowing and details. There's always a little extra that you can do with an airbrush just to kind of add a bit more shadows and depth and all that stuff. So next is the stitches on the chin once the chin was all done, and this is the same I did on the top logo I'm doing on the chin logo, and it just gives a bit of a retro-y kind of look to it when you add stitches to a logo, and it went well with the Winter Classic. And then of course we can't forget about the back plate, especially the Winter Classic logo. I like to throw those on the masks just to kind of earmark the time that we painted it for. Good for looking back on too and seeing the Winter Classic and seeing the logo that went with the game. So that was fun to work on that. And just finishing up with the last lines and a little bit of the background on this, and this mask is getting really close to being wrapped up. And here it is, the final design, and I couldn't be more happy with it. The baseball players on the side for the Cubs organization, a couple famous baseball players, and just a real retro kind of really cool looking design in general, with his jerseys and the gear. It turned out, in my opinion, one of the best full setups I've seen, just in general, but maybe for the Heritage or for the Winter Classic, it was pretty special. So I definitely was proud to be a part of it, and just like a fan would be staring at his setup on TV, I was very excited. And last but not least is just screwing it all together, and after that we box her up and we shipped her off to Chicago, and he got it in a few days and got to see it at a practice shots a few days later. So that's always a fun treat to see when you see it arrive and he's wearing it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks.